All right. Okay, let's listen to that one more time.
Last two games, it's been difficult for your team to score in the fourth quarter. Is there any what do you see there, and what maybe needs to change?
So I think teams adapt during the game, and maybe we don't. You know, we don't adapt enough, and but it's definitely something I'm gonna work on. Predicting the adjustments of the defense, because right now, I mean, for sure we need to have one more than one plan. 'Cause they're gonna have more than one.
I don't know how I'm supposed to take that. I don't know how I'm supposed to take that. I don't think. Now I'll say this. I don't think Wemby's like fed up with the Spurs or anything like that. But like, I think he's just being honest. But saying that we need to have more than one plan, we don't. That doesn't make me very confident. Like I said, in this game in particular, I felt like there were so many mistakes. Like, it wasn't just the adjustments from the Bulls. I felt like the Spurs, there were just so many mistakes. But I think Wimby's just talking about as a whole. But there were so many freaking mistakes. I would have liked for the coaching staff just to say, screw this. If you guys are gonna make all these mistakes, I'm gonna use my power here and make a statement. Wesley, Branham, Mamu, get in there. Go play some ball. And just for a few minutes, just 2-3 minutes. And be like, all right, you guys ready to play now? Or like, that's it. That's it. Sometimes that's all it takes. But woof. Yikes. Yikes. All right, somebody said listen to Mitch Johnson stuff. All right, we'll start with this one.
I think the attention to detail and respect for some of the little things that went into what we got the lead wavered, and then we had a fight on our hands. And so you have to fight the human nature of being complacent or happy with yourselves when things are going well in the middle of a game. And you felt the game flip. It flipped. And
it does happen a lot. I think that comes with the maturity as well, right?
I think that lack of respect at times for some of the details played a part.
Dang, called it? Which part? What, just like the little mistakes that they made? I mean, I thought that was pretty obvious. I don't think I was a genius on that one. All right, let's see.
This is the kind of second game in a row where offense was a challenge in the fourth quarter. Were there any common threads between those
lack of respect? That's what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, it's been like a continuous theme with them.
two fourth quarters that you just played?
Yes, in the sense just turnovers. There's a point in the game where you have to take as much indecision or chance out of it. You have to impose your will on the game as an individual and as a team. And that's how teams close wins out in this league. Teams are good. And when you give teams life, and they played well, they made plays, but when we stopped with some of the resistance on defense or some of the fundamentally sound plays on offense, you let chance creep in more. And I think that's what's frustrating about the last two nights, or the last two games, excuse me.
Yeah, I can see that. And also, man, I did not feel comfortable with how the Bulls just kind of creeped around that 10, down by 10 mark. I did not like that. Self-respect is the key. I think they respect themselves. I trust Wesley more than Trey at this point. Ooh, I won't go that far, but I definitely think Wesley could have got thrown in there. I mean, it was obviously lack of energy,
Whether like the mood of the team is that a concern for you right now, the mindset after two pretty rough endings in a row?
No, in the sense that our last, 100 some odd minutes we played really good basketball. We are playing good basketball. But that is something that we have to get better at. It's a big area that we have to improve. You have to win close games in this league. And there are things, but we should have done when it wasn't close to sustain and maintain. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there.
And then Wemby's takeaway from the loss was we didn't make enough adjustments. Hold on. Here's more.
I guess respecting the game, I think would be a way to call what happened. Not taking things for granted.
Okay. I think we're good. I think we're okay, guys. I think we're okay. Okay. I only get worried. I hate that it's split like this. I only get worried when we don't necessarily have I want to hear the players say something that's repeating what the coach said. You know what I'm saying? And he's repeating it, so that's good. Maybe that other thing was just something else, like, oh, we just need to make some more adjustments. Maybe it wasn't a slight on the staff or anything. I don't think it was. That would have been out of. I think that would be out of left field because we didn't really feel any build up to that leading up to this point because we heard them talk every game. Yeah.
Respecting, what we call the basketball gods, doing the right things, and being smart. It was
because I did not come away with this loss with, man, they really made some great adjustments that really hurt the San Antonio Spurs, and we just didn't make enough adjustments. I did not get that vibe. I just got the vibe of you guys got complacent. You were making a lot of stupid mistakes. You were not very mature. Now, I know it's fun, when you're whooping on somebody, but when they were coming back like that, that's why you don't get too happy too quickly. Act like you've been there before, our bench is losing it, absolutely losing it early in that game. And that's cool, but act like you've been there.
Tonight, I think it was really a mix of things. And
Clan, there's an article where Wemby is saying getting a new player. Did you read it? How long ago was that? Because I remember Wemby did a press conference where he said something similar, like, some of the guys on his team won't be here later. So
I don't think there was one really area where we were really, really bad. Of course, we had turnovers, but
11 hours?
Things, but that should be compensated by the effort, and effort and the attention to details.
Because of how well things have been going for these last two games, does that make these two finishes all the more frustrating? Where's your mental state right now?
Yeah, it's very frustrating. For sure we should have more wins, but we don't deserve more wins, because this is where we're at right now, or this is our level, our maturity, and we need to. And this one is a tough one for sure, but we need those to grow, and we. And yeah, we got to do something. There's gonna be close games. There's gonna be games where we're up. I'm not worried about when we're down, but there's gonna be games when we're up and we gotta keep a lead. In the NBA, it's hard, and games are gonna be close and that we need to win.
That is interesting, isn't it? He said, I'm not worried about when we're down, but when we're up, that's what we got to focus on. Because it does show how talented this team really is, right? They know that they can come back. And that's been something that we were worried about earlier this season, where it was like, we're getting some comebacks here. That's great, but you need to be able to hit them early. And now the Spurs are at the point where they are coming into games with that energy. They're a first quarter and third quarter team as of late. It feels that way. And now it's like, now we have to sustain it. And it's just so much. But I think all of it really comes down to just maturity, Claiming it was on sportingnews.com. Let's see. Victor Wembanyama urges Spurs to make roster moves ahead of upcoming trade deadline. This summer, the Spurs Chris Paul traded. Last year, we couldn't think of the playoffs when we outlined on Saturday. Okay. We had to think about the instant before saying we want to go to the playoffs. Would have been going too quick because we weren't there yet. The facts are, yeah, we're a young team, but using that as an excuse for me, it's like pressing the brake, you know? Just using that as an excuse. It will show a bad mentality if you use that as an excuse. San Antonio is linked to Trae Young. All right, where is the... After turning 21 years old over the weekend, Wembanyama seems ready to add some trophies to his collection, and the Spurs need to be ready for him, what or who he wants. Where in this quote does... Because I remember Wemby mentioning that, like, there would be some players that won't be here, you know, in the future. Like, oh yeah, we'll have a different roster as time goes on. I remember him saying that. You would have thought if Wemby straight up said he's urging the Spurs to make roster moves, you would have thought that would just be here. I don't think that's... Where did Trae Young come from? I don't know. Has been linked to Trae Young, De'Aaron Fox, Nembhard, and other high-level players. Nembhard would be good. I don't know. Nembhard would be really good. No, we've been linked to all three, I think. Trae Young, that was a while ago. We haven't been linked to Trae Young in forever. Wembanyama is issuing a directive to the front office. Do more of what you did last season and give me a winning roster. I don't know where that's coming from what they posted here. So this is news clickbait? Kinda, yeah. A little bit. Because they could have very well just used the quote where he was like, yeah, we'll have a different roster, but there was nothing. We've seen all these press conferences. There's nothing where Wemby's like, oh yeah, I'd make something happen, or, you know. Yeah. Nembhard and Miles Turner would be solid. I think Nembhard is actually a really good one. What a load of baloney. Nembhard will be crazy. Yeah. All right. In a segment.